All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Top 10 by Geek Vibes Nation with Tia and Brittany. How are you doing today, Brittany?
I'm good. I felt like I should have thrown up my arms and yes, see, here we are. It's been a hot second, but we are here.
It has been. I was looking at the month and I'm like, we haven't put out one for the month of April yet, and April's slowly creeping towards its end, which means then
Yeah.
as soon as I do this, I'm going to have to quickly edit it.
You got this, Tia. You got this.
Hopefully, because March, that episode I think took me like 3 weeks before I finally got around to editing it. So yeah, but I
Tia. No,
know
sure.
I
Here.
was slacking at that time, but I am happy to be back for the top 10. Always fun. Brittany, I said this before I started recording, but I love the new room that you're in.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I had a lot of my chat that was like, I can't believe you changed the room. And I'm like, I couldn't even I could go like this and touch either side almost because it was so narrow. I was
It
like,
was
let me
very,
have my room.
it was tiny. I haven't been to your new house yet, which hopefully at some point this summer I'll be able to take a trip down at least for the weekend. But it looked like an attic room, because it had the peak and everything.
Yeah, it was very odd because it was cool because the lights made it kind of look like cat ears in the background. But I was like, please, I need to spread out. And also, if I want to stream in VR, I don't want to punch the wall. There is a clip of me punching the wall hard trying to do a VR stream in there, so I don't want to punch my hand no more.
What's funny is um I was I'm the type of person that if I don't like having a lot of apps on my phone. And so if there's
No.
an app that I don't use a lot, I'm going to delete it. And so I'm looking at my apps and realizing I don't have a lot of space. That's another thing. It gives me almost anxiety when I have no space on my phone. So I'm deleting apps. And one of the apps I deleted was Twitch. So now though, I have no idea whenever you stream because I'd be like, wow,
Tia.
it's like wonder what Brittany's up to. And then it's like you would text me going, sorry, I was streaming. And I'm like, why didn't I know that she was streaming? It's like, oh yeah, I deleted the app. I gotta reinstall the app.
It's okay. I'm kind of going through that too, except I'm not a hoarder, but sometimes with apps, I have a habit of I'll delete a whole bunch of them, realize that I actually needed that one. Like 1-800
Yeah.
contacts. I fucking hate having that app. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Like
I hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. And you
like
know
if
what? That I need it when I order more contacts because they let you have free shipping. Also, I didn't mean to curse. So, that's how strongly I feel about 1-800 contacts app.
we're not in the first 30 seconds, so it's okay.
It's fine.
Like if I before we go into it, if I can go through, I hate that I have to have all these apps for my goddamn phone that I never use, but because they're apps that are pre-installed, you can't uninstall them. Like, why do I need digital well-being? I don't, but yet it's there.
Uh, yeah. That was one thing with Samsung phones that people had a big issue for a long time. And I love Samsung.
It's not a
They would
Samsung
always
though; it's
put
a
B.
Motorola.
I know, but I'm saying when I had my Samsung phone, I had what's it called? Not Bing, the other one that's with a B that it had a whole button dedicated to just bringing up. It was I don't think it was Bing. It was something with a B, but you couldn't get rid of it. And you would have a button on your phone that was strictly dedicated to activating that app on your phone. And people are like, oh, can we change what that button does? And they're like, no, it only brings up this.
Like I have, why do I need Moto Note when I have a note app or Moto Game Time? I don't need any of that. That I don't need. Safe and Found. I don't need that. Sim
Well,
Toolkit.
obviously they think you do, Tia.
Obvious Smart News. I don't need that. I go to Google. I don't need any of
No.
this. Anyway, I can go on forever just staring at this and being pissed off at all the apps that are on it that I don't need. But that's not why we're here. We are here for the top 10 of the month, and I figured the top 10 could be a fun one. It's literally about playing games, video games, that is. And that is the top 10 video games that we're currently playing.
Hell yeah. God, I have so many games.
Well,
Many games.
I was gonna say this was perfect for Brittany because she's obviously a Twitch streamer and she plays games almost virtually for a living, I would say. Um, and I have been playing a lot of video games lately, so much so that I feel like I have neglected all my other duties as a human being. I'm not even watching things, which is bad because
I know. And normally you watch everything. Like you'll be like speed watching stuff, and I'm like, how, Tia? How?
and I know and obviously I have to watch things to review for Geek Fives Nation. I'm a reviewer. I'm like a TV critic, right? And I'm not watching TV because I'm playing video games.
You know, I speaking of watching stuff, just really quick on that note, you know, I'm awful about actually sitting down and watching stuff.
Yes.
My boss let us start, you know, when I work my until 8 p.m. shifts, he's been letting us watch movies. I finally watched Office Space, and I finally watched Back to the Future.
Wait, so you finally realized like Office Space is pretty much so on the nose, and even though that was literally made in the 90s, if you've worked in an office, you too have dreamt about taking a baseball bat to a copy or a fax machine. Because believe it or not,
I've always heard about that scene. I've never seen it.
Because believe it or not, there's still fax machines in offices. You would think that offices
Oh, I know.
But anyway, I will say just a small little plug. One show that I did get to watch, I did get the first 6 out of 8. I got screeners for the Flight Attendant season 2, the first 6 episodes out of 8, and that review is posted on geekfivesnation.com. The link will be down below. I think now on the HBO Max app, the first 2 episodes of season 2 of The Flight Attendant are out. Brittany, I highly recommend it. I love The Flight Attendant. It's still a show that is so good. The second season is just as good as the first season, and that was a show that didn't feel like a chore to watch. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I have to watch it. I'm gonna have all the time in the world now.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost in my summer too.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you do. So you actually can watch. First of all, you have to catch up on all of the Marvel Disney Plus shows. You should watch Eternals because you haven't watched Eternals yet. So, if you're watching movies, you should watch Eternals and Shang-Chi at your job, and you should check out Moon Knight, and you should check out Flight Attendant. But anyway, let's go on because I know that you have streaming in 45 minutes. So let's do.
You're good. I told him I would be late.
Oh yeah, because I come first. But
of course.
But let's do the top 10 video games that we are currently playing, Brittany, because you are the Twitch streamer. I'm going to start with you.
Oh man. Okay, let me bring up my list here. Okay, 1. I've been playing a whole lot of Elden Ring. Wait, like way too much. Except the number 1 on my list is the reason I haven't beaten Elden Ring. These are all the games I've been playing until something came into my life that has changed it. So I need to know. 1, Elden Ring is absolutely freaking amazing. It's difficult, but the graphics, the fighting, the everything, except for I do love the meme where it's like, you know, those no bitches, and they're like no maidens because they call you maidenless. Oh, those bastards. Okay, I also was playing a lot of Pokemon. I don't know if they pronounce it Arceus or Arceus. It's the one where it's actually like kind of like an open world Pokemon game where you can craft your Pokeballs, and it's supposed to be in the past, and it's really amazing. I was trying to catch them all. I wanted shinies. Once again, this one is shelved at the moment because of my number 1. I was also playing Stardew. I don't know if you've ever played Stardew Valley. It's a lot like Harvest Moon. It's just back in that like not 8-bit format. I don't know how to really say what it is, but you know, that kind of pixelated art style. It's like Harvest Moon. It's all about getting married and having a farm and all this other stuff, but there's like a plot to it that you're like your grandpa willed you a farm, and you're like trying to make it, you know, less destitute, and just like make it amazing, have a good farm, don't let the company take over this little town, right? Then I have been playing Rune Factory. I don't know which number it is. It's the newest one that came to the Nintendo Switch. Rune Factory, it's just like Harvest Moon, the fact of, yes, I want to get married and have babies with these anime people, right? And you get to farm, but also you got fighting in it. And there's monster men in it, Tia. There's monster men. Don't judge me. So yeah, there's a common running theme in my game.
Wait, so what number are we on? You started at Elden Ring.
That's number 4. That was number 4.
Okay, so what's your number 5? Or I guess your number 1?
Yeah, okay. I don't know exactly how to say this because of how the game is. It's Red Dead RP, Red Dead role playing, and I don't know what to put it under as Red Dead 2, Red Dead Online, because it's not exactly those things. What it is there's a thing called Red M that lets you, like, where people have, like in the server I am, they have like Red Dead 2, they had the entire map. The map's entirely the same. In some servers, they kind of mixed it up. They kind of like are like changed the towns or changed the way they look. Our map is completely Red Dead 2. So it's like you're living in the world of Red Dead 2. You make your own character, but we're all role playing, which means that you made a character, you make their first and last name, you give them backstories. Sometimes you can talk in a little accent, you know, and you're just interacting with the world around you. And it's so great because, Tia, I need you to know, with one of my characters, she's simply called the boss. She's the leader of a band of bandits, but they're called the backdoor bandits because they're coming for the cheeks of the law. And we have been kidnapping deputies. And you know what we do with those deputies, Tia?
Oh God, I don't even know.
So the boss is like this really old lady, right? And so we kidnap these deputies and we go to the marshals and we ransom them. We send them telegrams because that's like in-game messaging, but they have to really go to a post office to get this telegram, right? So if the ransom isn't paid, instead of killing these guys, what we do is we steal all their guns. They strip down to their underwear and they have to walk barefooted back to Valentine is what we do with them. And it has been so freaking funny. The server has loved it because all the lawmen are now scared they're going to get kidnapped while trying to do their regular duties. And then they get kidnapped and all their shit stolen and have to walk back practically naked back to Valentine. So
I feel like you guys are monsters there.
Yes. But it's all good fun. Everything. That's another thing about with Red Dead RP, especially with the Saraman, which is Dakota Riverbend, is everything's consensual. If I was to kidnap a deputy and they're really like, I don't want to do this, can we not do this? I'd be like, okay, yeah, we don't have to do this. But they love it so much because, like, I wasn't there for this. We even had a guy that the gang like kidnapped. And all he did, the deputy just kept asking for beer and singing us little songs. And like, he was so lovable. They said that he was the only deputy because he plays like a really old man. And they said that it was the only deputy they felt bad about kidnapping. Aww. So yeah, I know. Cute, right? So yeah, Red Dead role-playing has taken over my life. That's legitimately the only thing I've been streaming or playing lately. It's got me, Tia.
I want to say that Brittany's 100% right on that because every time I speak with her, she's like, Tia, let me tell you what happened during Red Dead RP last night.
You should just see how Aaron feels. I'll come to bed and he would be like half asleep. And I'd be like, baby, I need you to know I got deputized. Do you know how big news that is? And he's basically like a mom. He's like, oh, that's wonderful, honey. Now go to sleep, please.
Aaron's pretty much like, please leave me alone. I do not care.
Yeah, he's like, I love that for you, but I'm trying to sleep.
I love that. I feel like Elden Ring and Pokemon Arceus, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's either Arceus or Arceus. I always have trouble with the name, and since there's never any like spoken word in these Pokemon games, there's no one to go, hey, by the way, here's how the title, whatever the name is.
Well, I was going to say, I think those were also on the first top 10 that we did of this year was like top 10 projects we're looking forward to. And we included TV, movies, and video games.
True.
Yeah. And those were two things that were on your list. So I am glad that you are playing them and enjoying them.
And they held up to my expectations. I wish Pokemon would have had better graphics, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So I've been, before I go into my list and everything, right? I was sitting there going, man, I really wasn't feeling the drive to get a PS5 before, but now I feel the drive to get a PS5 because the graphics would be amazing. Everything would be amazing on it. And
they're beautiful.
And
they chunky.
Well, I don't really care about that, but it's one of those things that if you go on, say, like Walmart or GameStop, they're still like $700, $800, and I'm sorry, I don't have it like that. And Paulie and I will be sitting there going, man, I mean, I guess we could split it, but that's a lot of change, right? So I went on the PlayStation store because I do need to get a new PS4 controller because I feel like we've beaten the hell out of ours and it's just not responsive anymore. And the knockoff brands just aren't good. So for shits and giggles, I decided to like look at the PS5. I mean, on the actual PlayStation website, it's only to say it's only $499 is, it's still a lot.
No, when you're comparing to getting the scalpers and everything, yeah.
And when you compare it to say two people splitting that cost, that's not, I mean, what, like 200, 250 each? That's not bad. And
yeah, that's not bad.
And because I'm always that type of person to see if I could split up payments, you can pay via Klarna, which then whatchamacallit, like you could do 4 payments, right? So it would be even cheaper. So I'm like, oh my God, let's do it today. Like, let's do it today. But it's out of stock. And it's like, come on, man. Like I have that. I have at least, I have to get it started. Why can't you give it to me?
You know how many times, like with my PS5, I've had people ask me, hey, you ready to sell it? You ready to sell it? Can I have it? Can we sell it? My own mother, who I love, was trying to get a PS5 for my big brother and was like, I know you have a PS5. Do you actually use it? Can I buy it from you? And I was like, I'm not giving up this thing because I got to use it for stream.
It's almost like a tax expense at this point for you. Like
I think I wrote it off last year. I think I literally wrote it off on my taxes. I literally write off everything on my Twitch taxes. I actually wrote my internet off on my Twitch taxes this year because you can't stream without internet. So you can write it off. And that was like $1,000 in just freaking internet bill.
All right. So next year I definitely have to go to an actual person because I could have been writing off everything. I mean, they say that because I do a lot of work from home, so I could have done our bedroom as an office. I could have done my internet. I can't do this and upload to YouTube without internet. I'm mad now.
Work expenses, Tia, work expenses.
I'll know better for next year because I did my taxes already, so I'll know better for next year. But anyway, sorry, those who are watching this, like, why are they talking about their taxes? It's important. Did you do your taxes? We are in tax season.
All I'm thinking about is that there's a lot of people on Twitch that make boko money on it, right? Like just big piles of money. And then they'll brag about not paying their taxes. And I'm like, even though it's Twitch, you got to pay taxes on it. You get a 1099 form from Twitch that shows everything you make.
Not for nothing on YouTube, right? If you hit over 1,000 subscribers, which we do, but if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. In order to get ad revenue, you have to go through Google AdSense, and guess what? Then you get I think it was either 1095 or 1099, but either way, I had to include that in my taxes. So people bragging that they don't pay their taxes is really weird.
The IRS is like, write that down, write that down.
People really tell on themselves on the internet though. So go ahead. Say that you don't pay your taxes. The IRS is listening.
That reminds me, last little thing on TikTok, there were so many of those videos on how to sneak alcohol into places like concerts or, football games and stuff. But then there was another video where they were like, those TikTok tricks don't work. And it was like all their stuff getting taken because the guard had seen the same TikTok about where to hide them. I'm like, people see it, not just the people wanting to break the law. The law keepers want to catch them too.
Really quick, did you see there was a trend either half a year ago or a year ago where students were making TikToks about them stealing things from their schools?
Yes!
And it's like you know that you put that out there, and so people can see that now. People see that you're stealing things. You're kind of dumb.
Kind of.
I'm trying to be nice in case we have any young viewers who are like, wow, what a boomer right now.
Oh my God, it's such a boomer thing to think stealing is wrong.
It is. No. But Brittany, great list. I will commence with mine. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of an overlap.
And that is fine.
I almost wanted to include Elden Ring, even though technically I'm not playing it, but I've been watching Paulie play it practically 24/7. So I feel like I know the lore, the moves, the enemies, the everything.
You've been living vicariously, Tia.
Right, Paulie, I have been living vicariously through you with Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But update, he did defeat Margit the Fell and Godric the Grafted. So boom, there you go. See,
they're so mean. They're so mean and awful. I got very drunk to beat those two because I was getting so frustrated. And you know what? Drunk Brittany activated. I did defeat them.
So I'm just saying, I feel like I want to count that, but I'm not going to count it. So currently, I am still obviously playing SSX Tricky because I will always play that. It's like my comfort. I am. You know, it's so funny. I was literally sitting there, and this is going to be really like, I was sitting there going, yeah, the PS4 is great, but if we get the PS5, I feel like I almost don't need my PS4 anymore. And then I was sitting there going, the PS3, let me unhook that because that's taking up space. I'll obviously, put it away, pack it up. So when I feel like using it, and I'm literally sitting there going, I don't really need like the PS3 or the PS4 if I got a PS5. But the PS2 is always going to be where it is because the PS2 is golden and the PS2 is king. So yeah,
you're right.
SSX Tricky for the win, and so many other games I have for my PS2, which like is why it's so great. But so SSX Tricky, I am still playing Sims because that is a comfort game for me whenever I feel like creating mayhem and stuffing literally 10 people in a house and making them all uncomfortable with each other and getting all of them pregnant and all distressed is kind of like a flex. Like I feel like they're God.
Oh my gosh. I just remembered I got you the vampire DLC. I forgot how much you love Sims 4.
And that's another thing with Sims. I'll have it where I put 10 people in a house and some of them are vampires and some of them aren't vampires. And I just let chaos ensue with that. It's amazing.
You're a sadist.
I love
Look at it. She's still laughing because she knows.
I love playing The Sims. So yeah, I'm playing The Sims. I am still currently playing GTA 4. And I will say this, because when I played GTA 5, I thought it was very superior. And I don't know who I'm going to piss off at this one, but I think GTA 4 is superior to GTA 5. Even though it's an older game, the graphics aren't as good. I find myself wanting to play GTA 4 more than I want to play GTA 5. I like the story better. I like the mechanics better. I like the world better. Maybe I'm just biased, but because Liberty City is based off of New York City, I feel better playing GTA
I'm
4.
gonna say you are very much biased. I couldn't remember the word bias for a second there. I got it.
I don't know. I really love playing GTA 4. And it's funny because it's the main story that I like playing the most because you know how in GTA 5, right? You have the three characters, Trevor, Michael, and Franklin. GTA 4 almost is the same, even though it's not within the actual game. You can't switch like that. There's still essentially three characters you could play as. So you have the main GTA 4, you obviously play as Nico. And then there's two DLCs. One is the Ballad of Gay Tony, where you play as Luis, and the other is the Lost and the Damned, where you play as Johnny. And I liked playing both the Ballad of Gay Tony and the Lost and the Damned, but I'm not in so much of a hurry to go back to those. I just really love playing as Nico. Although if I have to pick between
I'm about to say she's simping. She's simping for Nico. Look at her.
But if I had to choose between the Lost and the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony, I kind of like the Ballad of Gay Tony better. You get to hang out in like a nightclub, and Luis and Tony's friendship is better. Like in the Lost and the Damned, Johnny's whole story is just depressing. Like I'm depressed the entire time I'm playing
You
it.
would have probably been so upset if you'd played 4 before 5. And then had
That's so fun. It's so funny. So in GTA 5, Brittany's talking about in GTA 5, Trevor literally kills Johnny. And I didn't understand why everyone was so upset about that until I went back. So, and then again, I still didn't understand because I played GTA 4 and Johnny shows up a couple of times, but he's literally a side character that Nico interacts with. And I'm like, who cares about him? He's just some, biker guy who sells meth and, you know.
Yeah.
But then you literally have a DLC where you play as Johnny, you go through this whole story, which by the way is constructed really well. I'm not dissing the story. The Lost and the Damned is a good story. It's so depressing. But then now I understand. I'm playing and I'm like, I'm playing as this guy only to know that he gets his head stomped in by Trevor
over his girlfriend,
who is always causing problems because she was causing problems for Johnny and the Lost and the Damned. She was causing problems then too.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it was always bad. But speaking about in the GTA world, I'm also playing. So, and again, I love GTA 5. I just prefer GTA 4, but I have been playing GTA Online. So that takes place within the GTA 5 world. You're in Los Santos, but it's a little different. And I swear that's GTA Online is like the Wild West, man. It's insane. At first I hated it. At first I hated playing online because as soon as you get there, someone's trying to kill you. But I think it was Paulie who said that if you have this mentality where you're essentially in the apocalypse and everyone's trying to get you, you'll survive. And so that's essentially the mindset.
You've been surviving. You're like, must not be seen on the streets. Must not be seen on the streets walking.
I didn't think that was a thing. Paulie's like, don't use the streets. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I'm driving, all of a sudden, Brittany, there was one game that I was killed 10 times in a row. Every time I respawn, I couldn't even move to duck for cover. I was sniped out. Clearly someone was like perched waiting for me to respawn. And there's
hackers too that like, and because I played GTA Online a while back and there was a guy that had like hacked to make his motorcycle like do something like I know there's like you can get like a flying motorcycle I think, but he had made it like where it was doing flamethrowers and guns and stuff, but he had made himself where he couldn't be killed.
See, that's not fun.
Well, it's fun for them. It's not fun for us.
Like, I'm all for mods, right? If you want to mod and make it funny, you're the Incredible Hulk or whatever, but don't I guess make the playing field uneven. But I'm not exaggerating when I say I got sniped out 10 times, and afterward you can send text messages to people, and I got this text going, sorry, smiley face, and it's like, I want to track you down now and kill you in GTA Online. We're literally talking about video games.
GTA doesn't cause violence. No, joking. Makes Tia want to like be violent in the game.
It's so funny you say that. I watched this, I forget what YouTube video it was. I know this is off track, but I was watching this YouTube video about the history of the GTA games. I don't, and correct me if I've talked about this before, but GTA 4, as serious as it is, has so many little like nods to the fact that people say that this game causes violence. Because Hillary Clinton was, when she was, I guess, someone in office. Now, why can't I remember what she was before she was Secretary of State? I don't remember.
I want to say she was a senator, but I don't, or a congresswoman.
Something like that.
I don't know my politicians.
Either way, she was part of the organization saying that GTA was violent and, you know, they need to stop, violence in video games. So if you go to GTA 4, the Statue of Liberty, the face is literally Hillary Clinton.
No way. That's hilarious.
And instead of the Statue of Liberty holding the torch, she's holding a cup of coffee. And the reason is because in GTA San Andreas, there was supposed to be a hot coffee mission where the main character CJ like would have sex with someone, and the politicians got wind of that and kicked up such a storm that Rockstar had to cut it. But as a nod, so you have the Statue of Liberty as Hillary Clinton holding a coffee cup as like the ultimate like nod to that. So
gorgeous
chef's kiss. But yeah, so my number one game that I've been playing that literally isn't taking over my life is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Hell yeah.
You mean yeehaw?
Yeah, you're gonna yee your last Tom, mister.
You're gonna yee. Listen, I know I am late to the game on every game, right? Because I didn't game for so long. So obviously I'm late to the game in GTA 5, GTA 4, and I know I'm late to the game with Red Dead 2 because it's been out since 2018. But my God, is this game like perfection? I'm sorry. This game is like creme de la cream of the crop. Like, I don't think Rockstar's best games are their GTAs. It's clearly their Red Dead games because it's amazing. From the graphics, the gameplay, the story, there's so much you can do with it. The first time I turned on Red Dead 2, I was, first of all, when you shoot someone, the gore on it is insane.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Because, in GTA 5, you shoot someone in the head, it's just like a little blood. But you shoot someone in Red Dead, their head's like blown off. It's like, oh my God.
Did you know that Red Dead 2, I still think has the record for having the most, like the biggest budget ever for a video game?
I think I read that too. And it's clear it's so there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and there's so much to do. You never even have to do the missions. You could just explore the map, and the amount of interactions, the mysteries, like there's a serial killer in the game that you can solve.
I've only found one mission of that so far, and I haven't finished Red Dead 2. I've been doing so much RP, but I've never actually finished the game, and I need to.
If you catch the serial killer, there's like a cutscene with that. There's a time traveler in Red Dead 2. I mean, there's like pagan ritual sites that I've come across. I mean, it's insane. And right. And
did you meet the toy maker?
Yes, I did. I met the toy maker. And there's a mission, right, that I just started because I'm doing my second playthrough where you help collect like things to help a dude invent the first electric chair. Crazy. But the whole thing is that
Arthur.
And the fact that you get, because like, so in GTA 5, GTA 4, well, in GTA 4 there is a decision right at the end of the game, but in Red Dead 2 everything in the game is determined how you play. Are you an honorable person or a dishonorable person? And it's just, I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so sad. The acting in it is so good. And why is the acting so good in a goddamn video game?
I know. I like that Arthur pulls at your heartstrings where it's like technically you're a villain, but it
Mhm.
shows that you can be a criminal but still like have high morality on like certain things he was doing. Arthur Morgan was also the reason that in RP,
Mhm.
at least in my server, you can get a parrot and it can talk. And a lot of people are like, oh, what does it matter if it talks? It quotes Arthur Morgan in Arthur Morgan's voice. You'll be walking around and your parrot will go, you willing to die over this bridge or something like that? And I'm just like, thank you, Arthur. Thank
Uh,
you.
I love Arthur Morgan. What you calls it? Like I, what was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought. You know, I love watching backstories on things, right? And
Yeah.
apparently they they filmed RDR2 for 8 years, the motion capture and everything, right? So in the and I don't know, you know how it ends, right? I mean, it's been like 4 years since it's out. So apparently the actor who played Dutch said that he actually cried at the end when they filmed the end scene. Like when Arthur says to Dutch, I gave you all I have, and Dutch has to walk away from Arthur dying. The actor said he really cried because he said, I mean, it's been 8 years that we've just been doing this and filming this Bond. And even though they have all the crazy getup on them because it's all motion capture, it was just, you said the emotions of it were just so intense. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I felt that too. I cried as well.
I'm gonna cry. I'm sensitive.
Arthur's last words to Dutch is literally, I gave you all I had. And it's like,
That reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen Tombstone.
no, I actually haven't, which
You should.
as much as I love westerns, I feel like that's an iconic western that I just haven't seen.
There is a scene, and I won't
Mhm.
say who dies.
Uh-uh.
There's a scene when someone's dying and their friend is standing over them, and the person dying goes, if you've ever had, like, and I'll probably get this quote wrong, he goes, if you ever loved me, if you had ever had any kind of care for me, you'll walk away now. Because he didn't want to die in front of the guy. And I'm just like, that scene makes me choke up.
Why are these rootin' tootin'
You know
cowboys
what?
making us
These
cry?
rootin' tootin' cowboys are gonna make me root and toot and cry, damn it.
Fucking Micah.
You after this, go watch Tombstone. It has the guy. Okay, you remember in Deadwood, Al's Psy?
Yeah.
It has him in it.
Okay. I do
That
know Val.
actor. He
I do.
plays the main villain.
I do know Val Kilmer's in it.
Yeah, Val Kilmer's in
Yeah.
it. He
Uh,
did Wyatt Earp, Doc
Why?
Holliday, Wyatt Earp,
Why? Yeah. I don't know.
Nona.
I love Red Dead 2. I'm obsessed. I'm on my second playthrough. My first playthrough I was playing it honorably. Now I'm playing it dishonorably. So now I am actually,
Oh, you are a shitlord.
now I'm robbing people, shooting them, antagonizing antagonizing them, stealing from the poor box.
Everybody said that like apparently Micah kills like Jack's dog in it, and that they always beat the shit out of him.
He killed it. See, Micah's a bastard. Micah is
Yeah,
a
did you
bastard.
see that scene where like Jack goes up to Micah and he's like, "Have you seen my dog?"
No.
And he's like, and he doesn't say he did, but he's just like, "No, fuck off, kid!" Like blah blah, and he's kind of like laughing about it. And Arthur can kind of confront him, and then you can commence beating the shit out of Micah over it.
Shit. I mean, I do love antagonizing Micah in the camp. I try every single time. Oh, one thing, not to keep going on, but like, again, when when I played through the first time, I tried to not spoil things for myself. So, in the game, you're contributing money to the box, right? And
Yeah.
at the end of the game, you don't get that money. Everything that Arthur has, you lose once you play as John. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm not contributing to the box and the camp anymore. And literally,
Yeah.
at some point in this game, Dutch comes up to me and he's like, Arthur, they're all talking. You're not doing anything. You're not
I
contributing.
can't believe they'll say something. You have to please don't bathe Arthur for a long time. I want you
Brittany,
to see that scene.
Brittany, I've tried, but I fucked it up because I didn't bathe Arthur, but then I changed outfits. And when you change outfits, it's like as if you bathed. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I just want her to just like
Miss
I'll send you the
Grimshaw.
clip. Yeah, Miss Grimshaw. She just tries to slap him and he misses the first one. Like he avoids the first one and then she gets him on the up kick. Like and he's like and you would think he'd be mad, but he just can't stop laughing. Like they're both just laughing and having a good time. It's so good.
Someone pointed out that people forget that Arthur wasn't just raised by Dutch and Hosea. He was also raised by Miss Grimshaw as well.
Grimshaw.
Who gets killed at the end too. But
Just
anyway.
shut your mouth.
Anyway, yes, I am loving RDR2. I don't know if I'm gonna play RDR1 just because I'm having such a good time with Arthur. But yeah, so those are what our top 10 video games that we're playing right now. A lot of fun. I can't wait to get a PS5 to see what Elden Ring looks on it and what RDR2 looks like on it. Like, yes.
You gotta get on that PlayStation notification,
I did.
Walmart, GameStop, everything.
I am. And if you hear anyone, Brittany, you let me know. Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. But Brittany, is there any honorable mentions that you'd like to throw out there? Any other games that you're playing right now?
Trying to think. Honorable mention I would probably give from my husband is that he really loves the new Kirby game for the Switch.
There's a new Kirby game?
Yeah, it's so cute. It's on the Switch. I think it's called like Kirby in the Forgotten Land or something like that. Yeah, it's really cute. It's so cute. I don't remember the full name, but that's what I think it's called. So don't at me or do. I don't care.
Speaking about and you, Brittany, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you and what you got going on next?
Well, what we do every day, Pinky. I'm gonna be playing Red Dead RP on
He's gonna
Twitch.
be rootin' tootin'.
I'm gonna be rootin'. Pew 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 pew. Itty Bitty Brit. That's my Twitch channel. I still need to work on my YouTube. It's Itty Bitty Brit. Again, my name is it's either gonna be Itty Bitty Brit on something or Itty Bitty Brit 0. Except TikTok, it's Itty Bitty Brittany. I know. There's so many of them, but
There's
yeah,
so many.
that's where you can find me.
I just noticed, by the way, like what is going on with my green screen? I think it's because it's getting darker out. Like, but if it looks as if it's like deteriorating, what is going on?
Kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like it.
I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, yes, please make sure that you check out Brittany. She's a very dedicated streamer who spends much of her time trying to entertain you all. As for me, as I said, I did review the first 6 episodes of the second season of Flight Attendant, so I will include that link down below. Please make sure you check it out. It's a very good show. Kaylee Cuoco is just amazing, and I cannot praise that show any more than I have. It's like the one thing that I'm okay with binging right now and taking a break from RDR2 to actually watch. But as for me,
and that's a lot.
Here at Geek Vibes Nation, we are redoing our website, so that should be up soon. But in the meantime, please check out geekvibesnation.com. We will be having a review for Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, reviews for lots of other things, movies, TV shows, and all that. I am working on an opinion piece of why Arthur Morgan is a better protagonist than John Marston. So Hopefully
Hell
that
yeah.
hopefully that'll be up by the time I put this out, so I can link it down below. But if you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please make sure that you are. It would help us greatly. Please like and share this video, and make sure you are following us on our socials on Twitter and Instagram. As for me, I am primarily on Twitter, TC_Stark. I will include that down below in the description. You can also find me on Instagram with the same tag. I will be honest though, I have not really been that active on socials because I think I'm getting older and finding it to be a cesspool of negativity that I just don't need in my life. But either way, I'll be sharing things on there. So make sure that you follow me there, and mostly just keep an eye out for the top 10s. Let us know what you think next month should be. And we should be bringing back the coffee break at some point, Brittany. I think so.
Sounds good to me. I mean, like I said, it's almost summer. I have nothing to do.
But yeah, let us know what I'm waiting for Polly to get back with my coffee. I feel a little parched, but parched. Let us know what video games you are currently playing. And yeah, as for us, thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.